I saw this popping up online over the past, I guess, day. Mm-hmm. And that is the arrest warrants, okay, for a few different websites. In the BRYAN KOHBERGER case.
The search warrants?
The search warrants, yeah.
Newly released search warrants in the Idaho murders case is painting a clearer picture into BRYAN KOHBERGER's life by searching through his browser history. Earlier this year, investigators issued warrants to Amazon, TikTok, YouTube, Apple, Venmo, and others to obtain KOHBERGER's records. In the warrant to Amazon, it suggested KOHBERGER's activity, particularly pertaining to knives, could hold clues to the murders. KOHBERGER, of course, is accused of brutally killing 4 Idaho college students last year. His DNA found on a knife sheath at the crime scene. Let's welcome now legal analyst and trial attorney Misty Maris. Misty, it's always great to see you. So the prosecution in the BRYAN KOHBERGER case does not have the murder weapon. It's now revealed that investigators sought BRYAN KOHBERGER's Amazon purchase records, Apple data, online searches for knives. How crucial is this information, in your view, to their case?
It is incredibly important for the prosecution's case. That electronic footprint unlocks so many doors as prosecutors do build their case. Because remember, on one hand, electronic footprint, it can be social media posts, it can be searches, it can be location data. But on the other side, it could be information that leads to more evidence of planning and preparation for the crime. Remember, in this case, the prosecutor's theory is this was a well-planned crime, very detailed planning that went into this. And now, seeing these social media searches and the warrants that are out there, that leads me to believe the prosecution thinks this electronic footprint is a key and a critical component of their case.
And, you know, there's been so much emphasis on the Amazon account, but documents also show a warrant for PayPal and Venmo records. What might those reveal, Misty?
It's follow the money, Kelly, follow the money. Remember, we do not have the murder weapon here, as you pointed out. All we have, the closest we have to that is a knife sheath, which would have held a large knife. So prosecutors are doing everything they can to find out if BRYAN KOHBERGER came into possession of a knife of the size of something that's going to match how the individuals in that house were killed. And so now we see the Amazon, what I find very interesting, it's not just looking for purchases, it's looking for detailed customer click activity. So that's not just what somebody put into their cart and ultimately bought. It could be something that you clicked on, that you looked at, that led to other searches. This is the path they're going down in order to place that knife in KOHBERGER's hands from a prosecutor perspective.
Well, and to your point, Misty, does this give us any more clues as to where the knife may have ultimately been purchased?
What it does is it gives us insight into where investigators are looking and how prosecutors are putting together the case. Remember, we have limited information from the public perspective because there's been a great deal of court orders relating to what can actually be disseminated to the public. So now that we see these warrants, it would lead me to believe investigators think this electronic footprint, this path, through the internet, through the searches, through the history, is what's going to lead them ultimately to the murder weapon. It hasn't been found, but can they find KOHBERGER having some interaction with a weapon that matches how these individuals were killed?
Really fascinating context here. Misty Maris, thank you as always.
So we have one here, and these are all from September 8th, 2023. And we have Amazon, Venmo, Spotify, and Apple. Now, everybody kept talking about the Amazon one because of the click data.
Yeah.
Trying to find, you know, who... Okay, this doesn't have BRYAN KOHBERGER's name on it. Like, everybody's saying, we don't know if it's actually for him because
it's for
they
him.
have the name redacted.
It's for him.
But it does say... This matter came before the court on August 22nd, 2023, on the state's motion to seal or redact pursuant ICAR 32. This hearing was held via Zoom, and Ashley Jennings appeared on behalf of the state, and Taylor appeared on behalf of Mr. KOHBERGER.
Yep.
So, like,
Dude, it's for him. Anyone that's saying that it could be for somebody else, no, that is no. Look,
I do think it's possible, but I think
I
it is
don't.
improbable that
Yeah.
it's for anyone else.
I don't think it's possible it's for anyone else. I know there's this idea. Everyone keeps hoping because they see so many flaws in this case that the state is going to, like, throw their hands and give up. You guys. In my
They won't do
opinion,
that.
that's never going to happen. Ever. Never. It's not going to happen.
No.
They are on too big of a stage, and when you're in a performance on the world stage, you might fall and you get up, dust yourself off, and keep going, okay? They are going to take this to the end, baby.
Yep, I think they will too.
Whether it's a flawed investigation and approach of the prosecution or not,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
So the names are redacted. It just says that they want the click data from Amazon, and the dates are here. I had them
God, that's so-
highlighted. It's from March 30th, 2022 to November 1st, 2022. Wait. Okay, wait. Well, am I reading that wrong? So, okay, November 3rd is on the following Amazon accounts for March 20th, 2022 through March 30th, 2022 and November 1st, 2022 to December 6th, 2022. Why are they leaving a gap there?
They must have some kind of knowledge.
So, 10 days in March specifically, 2022, and then November through December 6th.
Yeah, they must have some kind of knowledge. But what's interesting is why they want the click.
Well, they want the customer name, email, shipping phone, and they want it to include all click data pertaining to knives and accessories, all payment methods, all items in the cart, all items
literally
added,
everything.
all items added to the cart, all items removed or deleted from the cart, all items saved, wishlisted, and shopping baskets.
It's literally everything.
It's everything you clicked on,
Everything.
basically. Absolutely everything. Even advertising. They want all the advertising that was on there. Anything that could have popped up on the page. Like the device serial number.
Yep.
Anything and everything. And they do include Android ID. So I know, I feel like that's important. Because in some of these, they want Apple, some of these search warrants, they want Apple IDs. And then some of them, they want Android IDs. That is giving a little bit of weight to people's theory about them not asking for KOHBERGER. Apparently, KOHBERGER, I think he had an iPhone, is what people were saying.
I know nothing about that. I don't know.
What kind of phone did he have? Look it up. See if it says just on Google what kind of phone Bryan KOHBERGER had. Because now I can't remember. But it also says all accounts linked to the target account. The target account. What does that mean? Including where linked by machine cookie or other cookie creating a login IP, recovery email, or otherwise. So some people were saying that means target the business, but how do we know that doesn't mean the target as in like the target account? Like the account we are targeting. Now, they said it was target the business because it's capitalized. I mean, I guess maybe, but I've never heard. So I think what they're saying is there's certain places you can link like an Amazon account to, like Twitch is a good one. You can link your Twitch account to your Amazon account.
Oh.
Right? So I think they're saying the Amazon account we're targeting, and they include target in a capital T, I think, because they're talking about, like, it's the thing. I don't know. Maybe it's a typo. But I don't think they're talking about target the business. I think they're talking about the account they're targeting. They want all other accounts that are linked to that Amazon account.
Yeah. Yeah.
Including any of the cookies creation, login, IP address, recovery email, or otherwise. Does it say what kind of phone he had? No? Okay. Well, if you guys know in the comments, let me know. But I do know that in some of these search warrants, it says Android ID, and then some of them it says Apple ID. So, yeah, that's that. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what they're looking for. They're looking to see if Kohberger actually bought a K-bar or any kind of knife on Amazon.
Yeah. Or
But what about the March 10th to 20th? Like, that's super weird to me.
I think they're going to utilize anything that could make him look guilty.
Agreed.
And what's super funny is if you looked in mine, I bet I would look super guilty.
Me too.
Like, super guilty.
Me too.
So, I don't know. Truth and Transparency said that they felt like this was, they were just reaching in here, just trying to make connection anywhere they could.
I do feel like that too. With Amazon, the Amazon search warrant specifically, I feel like they're reaching really hard.
Yeah, just trying to make any connections, and especially if they end up using it against him, yeah, it would be really crappy. And well, here's one thing.
If he bought a K-bar on Amazon prior to the crime, I would feel a little weird about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or was
I would
looking
be like,
at them. Or
that is.
Yeah, that would lean towards guilt in my mind.
Absolutely, it would, for sure. But like we always say, I hope he's guilty. Like,
right.
I hope he is, you guys. Yeah. Because if he's not, then the real one's out there somewhere. But
I have 3 more to get to, too.
So what's interesting, though, with this information, you guys, is we've been told this is a slam dunk case. If it was a slam dunk case, they wouldn't need to keep going on stuff around him.
Well, I feel like they wouldn't need to keep going around silly stuff like this.
Investigative details like this.
They do a lot of investigation after an arrest, though.
Yeah, for sure, and they should.
They already did a ton,
but
like the car, the apartment, all these other things, and they didn't get anything that we know of. Like, the apartment was empty, the car, nothing. The storage room, nothing. Like, the only place they actually took things that were like okay, they found a couple blood stains on Brian's pillow.
Yeah.
Probably from him cutting himself shaving or having a nosebleed at night, like something
or
dumb
pimple,
or a pimple, yeah, anything.
Yeah, for sure.
The only place I feel like they could have actually got something legitimate was his parents' home. Now, Coffin Daffer was going around saying that he had like a person connected in Idaho. He had their ID. Like, they found a stack of IDs. I don't know what that's about.
I have no clue.
But anyway, moving on. So, next I want to talk about the Venmo search warrant. This is one of the more interesting ones to me. So, let me go down. The first few pages of these warrants, which I downloaded them all as PDFs, because Truth and Transparency made me realize they went through and deleted a whole bunch of documents.
Yeah.
And if you don't download them when you read them, they're gone.
Yeah. Yes.
Why would they go through and delete a whole bunch? Like, that's super
changed
sketchy.
It and redacted and, changed the approach.
So lame. Okay. So almost all of this is redacted, okay? Almost all of it. It just says that they want PayPal, Venmo information, and it says, it says the property found and taken and the location, whatever, description of property, redacted, location person, redacted, and it says description of property, IMEI. That's literally it. But then it says, here's the dates. So they want to include all records from June 22nd, 22 to December 31st, 2022. They want the IMEI. It has a few more redacted here. It doesn't say, it says PayPal accounts associated with any of the following redacted, and then it just says IMEI. So they want all the subscriber information, profile information, current customer name, billing records, billing address, email addresses, literally anything attached to the account. Credit cards, IP addresses. So, do you remember there was a rumor going around or something about Ethan and a Venmo thing, a Venmo transaction?
I mean, all of them have kind of had that. Literally all of them have had funky Venmo charges, for real.
Yeah, so...
Like mentioning butt implants, boob implants, a crack behind rallies, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, there's silly stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might not be silly. We don't know.
And weird stuff, yeah. So... Christine Cameron, went on News Nation a while ago. She runs a Facebook discussion group, and somebody dug really hard into the Venmo transactions, and she came on News Nation to talk about it. And it shows, and here's some pictures, Ethan Chapin paid Jack Katovich, it says 10 days ago from whenever this is taken, but I know it's before the murders, obviously. It says thanks. Then there's like Kaylee Gonzalez transaction. Another one to Kaylee saying thank you. And then we have one that is super weird. Hold on, let me find it here. No, that's the GoFundMe. Because that guy, Jack Katovich, also donated $6 to the GoFundMe for Ethan. $6. Interesting. Don't know what that means. Okay. Where's the evidence? No, that's not it. Where'd it go?
What?
I literally screenshotted all of it.
Yeah,
Oh, wait. Is it up here? It's right here. Sorry. Here it is. Okay, so this is the Facebook post that talks about it. It says, did some digging on Venmo, and Ethan's last Venmo payment was to a Jack Katovich. Clicked on his page and found a Molly Gray who paid Liz Katovich, Jack's sister, and captioned it 3:30 a.m. This is very unsettling. Could be nothing, but could be something. Thought it was interesting.
Huh. How much was the payment? Does it show?
Mm-mm.
Huh.
Doesn't.
Weird.
And they're requesting Venmo. Why?
I don't know. I think that their police officers are like that story, though. Like this. If I was the chief there, I would keep half of my working officers that are on this crime on the KOHBERGER stuff, and I would keep half looking for somebody else. Even if I believed KOHBERGER was the guy, I would say, look, I need you guys to try and make it make sense for somebody else. Because if you can do it, the defense can do it. If you can do it, somebody else can do it. And we need to look like we have our together if it hits the fan.
Right. If sleuths are finding this stuff, and they have a beat on this stuff and you guys don't, that's a problem.
Yeah.
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 So,
or at least having backup information and saying, look, we knew that this could be a problem, so in order to not be reactive, we were proactive, and we built multiple possible suspect lists and have been following up on these people the entire time. So no problem, state. We could just easily switch gears, and we got 5 other people that we think could do it if KOHBERGER's not the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So...
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because it doesn't mean they committed the crime. It just means that they have a higher percent of likelihood of being somebody who committed the crime than your average Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Suspect doesn't mean you committed a crime.
Right. But, I mean, the dates they're requesting it for are up until December 31st after the victims are gone. So, I mean, could it be for somebody other than Bryan? Maybe. But I don't think it's for the victims necessarily.
Well, I mean, they arrested Bryan that day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's up until his arrest date.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's totally him.
Yeah, maybe.
No, for sure.
Maybe.
Who else could it be? They didn't arrest anyone else.
I know.
It's him.
Well, also,
they are not doing investigating into anybody else.
Well, also, if they are investigating to somebody else, I seriously doubt they're putting it in Kohberger's case files. Like,
yeah.
Why would they do that?
Yeah.
It
is only KOHBERGER. I don't know who else is out there saying it could be someone else, but it's not. It is not somebody else.
Okay, here's I mean, I think you're right, obviously. But here's the Apple one. I really want to know if he is an Apple or an Android.
I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out when we're not on stream or on podcast.
So, in this, they are requesting 2 different Apple ID numbers.
Okay.
And they're redacted. Like, it just shows DSID, Apple ID, DSID.
Okay.
Well, Apple ID, DSID, and then Apple ID, DSID.
Yep.
And, wait, what's the date?
You know, technically he could have an iPhone and then have a Android as a tablet. So.
Well, why wouldn't you connect them both to the same Apple ID, though?
An Android as a tablet.
Oh. But then why 2 Apple IDs? If one's an Android.
I have 2 Apple IDs.
Why?
Different emails. And they were just created at different times. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, it's totally possible he has 2 different Apple IDs, obviously. And yeah, they want basically everything that is stored by an Apple ID. Like, duh.
Yeah.
So,
Apple's not going to give it to him.
No?
No, Apple doesn't give in on this stuff. No way.
If there's a search
Apple's
warrant,
a jerks to law enforcement.
If there's a search warrant, don't they have to? They don't?
No.
Okay. Well, interesting. Keep your Apple phones then.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one thing that was kind of interesting is that number 7 here, it says the information received was attached to the Spillman case file. What the heck does that mean? Who the heck is Spillman?
Got me. I haven't looked at any of these, so I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm not sure I know either, but I did look up what Spillman was because I was like, what does that even mean? And I saw it being talked about online and people saying, what is Spillman? So I looked it up, and that is a serial killer out of, what city was it? It's Washington, I believe. Jack Spillman, a convicted serial killer from Spokane.
Now that's strange.
Yeah. He was known as the Werewolf Butcher. He committed a murder in 1995. He disemboweled and R-worded a mother and a daughter.
Bro, that's in the request.
It says something was attached to the Spillman case file. Now, that's just one theory, okay? Is that it has something to do with this guy.
Yeah, but if that's attached to
Jack Owen Spillman, the serial killer.
But is that attached to the official...
The Apple warrant that I just had pulled up. Here, I'll pull it back up. Okay? Asking for the Apple IDs. Number 7, the information received was attached to the Spillman case file. So, Jack Owen Spillman is a serial killer, okay? So, what else could Spillman refer to? Spillman could also refer to Spillman Technologies, which this is the much more likely scenario, okay? It serves more than 1,800 sheriff offices, police departments, communication centers, correctional facilities, and fire departments nationwide. Spillman specialized in integrated on-premises and cloud software solutions, including computer-aided dispatch, records management systems, mobile data and field reporting, mapping and GIS, jail management systems, fire data sharing, personal and resources, literally anything relating to cloud, 911 call, anything. I tried looking up to see if Whitcomb, because Whitcomb is out of Pullman, and it also covers the 911 dispatch from Moscow. I tried looking up to see if they use Spillman Technologies. And this is by Motorola Solutions, by the way. Like, that's who it's through, Motorola Trademark Holdings, LLC.
Yeah.
I tried seeing if Latah County used it, or Pullman. This is the only thing I could find, okay? And that is on the, this is 2021 to 2022 expenses. Oh my gosh, guys, this is so long. It's so many pages long, but I hunted it down, and this is the one payment I could find. And it can you tell what, is this a date?
No.
Okay, so it's just like
It's
some
a
kind
purchase number.
Okay, a purchase number. It says capital equipment, $550,000. Replace temporary evidence storage lockers. Spillman software. So Moscow clearly uses something related to Spillman software.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
a good
if
find. That's a good connection.
I don't know if Whitcomb uses Spillman software or not.
Sure.
Moscow doesn't operate the 911 dispatch, but they could have some kind of cloud database, intercommunication service, something.
Yeah.
They could have something that uses Spillman.
Yeah.
And Spillman's huge. Like, they are all over the country. And I do know that there are several police stations that use Spillman in Idaho.
Yeah.
Like, I found ones in Idaho that are publicly like available that they use Spillman. But Moscow, I couldn't find anything but this one payment, which I took a screenshot of so that everyone could see it.
Yeah.
It's on page 45 of their 2021-22 like expenses, whatever this is called. What is it? It's their budget. It's like all their, Latah County fiscal year 2022 is a part of a public hearing. So all this is public record. It says all the salaries and everything they bought. So, interesting.
Yeah, I think it is interesting. I think it is.
Yeah, but there's also a lawsuit going on with Spillman right now, which is, where did it go? Is this it right here? Okay. Police software blamed in at least 3 states for errors, including losing a criminal case and crashing during 911 calls. Do you remember there was that rumor going around that Kaylee called 911 and it might have failed that night?
No.
There was some rumor. There's no validity to that I know of. Like, there's nothing official or anything. But what if 911 crashed that night?
Yeah.
What if it
happened
did?
too fast? It happened too fast.
What do you mean it happened too fast?
The crime happened too fast.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's no way.
Well, that doesn't mean Ethan or Xana, if they heard what was going on upstairs, didn't try to call 911, or Kaylee and Maddie upstairs heard what was happening to Ethan and Xana, didn't try to call 911.
Yeah.
They would have had enough time to dial 911 if they were, like, awake or got woken up and heard it. I think they would have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know what that Spillman case file is. Weird, right?
Yeah, I think any of the above is possible.
And this is Payne. Corporal Brett Payne is who did this Apple one.
Yeah.
And then...
That's the one who found the knife sheath.
Yep. And there's Spotify, which So, it's the IMEI, okay, yep. generated between June 1st, 2022 and what? Where's the second part of the date? Am I missing? Oh, to present. To present. I'm looking for a date. It says June 1st, 2022 to present.
Mm-hmm.
Why to present?
No idea. I haven't read any of this. So.
It says logs of user actions within the Spotify service to include search, streaming, history, playlists, like, you know, anything that you would look at in a Spotify application. Information collected, discover, connect with third-party devices, device name, speakers that it's connected to, partner applications, subscriber information. Why would they need subscriber information? Like,
Just
if they
to find
have
out
subscribers?
who they're subscribed to.
Anyway, don't know what that's about. No idea at all. But then, you know, there's another one that's actually YouTube. They have a YouTube search warrant. Let's go down to the important part.
And these all just came out?
They were just released, like, they were from September 8th.
Okay.
But they were just unsealed. But this says that they want... where's the identifiers? Okay, here. It's IMEI, phone number, email addresses, and they're redacted, those actual things. Like, they have them listed here. So this email address, this phone number, and or this IMEI, but those are redacted. Generated between June 1st, 2022 and December 29th, 2022. They want subscriber information, including all names, addresses, all devices, and their IMEIs and all that good stuff, all IP addresses, any other accounts associated with this account or channel that have been provided with administrative privileges, permissions, all settings data, all dashboard data, all channel content, including videos, visibility restrictions, dates, views, comments, dislikes, all playlists, all channel analytics, including all data contained engagement, like reach, overview, engagement, audience, revenue tabs, data subsets. All comments and mentions, all subtitles, all monetization and financial data,
It makes
all
me...
customization data, all records pertaining to communications between Google, YouTube, studios, and the person regarding this account.
Yeah, it just makes me think that they're trying to find different avenues. I wonder if they're thinking that the DNA is going to get thrown out. I don't know. And
Does
then
that
they're
mean he had a
try
channel?
and figure out ways to connect him to the weapon without that DNA profile. That doesn't mean it has a channel. It means they don't know. That's what they're trying to find out.
Oh, they're trying to find out if he had a YouTube channel.
They're just asking for everything.
Anything.
Yep.
So Lana's probably right from Truth and Transparency that they're
About what?
They're just trying to throw out a net basically and find anything that they can.
That's absolutely exactly what it's doing, because they're asking for everything, and in a search warrant, they can't just say we want everything. You have to be specific. You don't have a choice. You have to be specific. So, yeah. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know if it helps me feel like I understand anything better or less. This is what I would expect them to do.
Yeah.
This is what I would expect them to do.
The Spillman thing's odd, though.
So, another reason why they could be asking for that is because their cell phone data is null and void. They might want to know what could run in the background of the phone. They might want to know if he had an Apple phone. Apple will not unlock phones. They will not. Will not. So they can either try and crack the phone themselves or ask Apple.
Which they did try to ask Apple. They
Yeah.
are asking Apple.
Yeah. And Apple doesn't give that info up normally. So.
Yeah, I mean, Do you think the Spillman case file could mean, was that plural or was that singular when I said that? Do you remember?
No,
Could
I don't.
Spillman case file just mean that's Bryan's case file in the Spillman database? Okay, it's singular.
yeah.
It's not plural. Spillman case file. What does that mean? Does that mean that it's his
Case file in the Spillman
just
system.
his?
Yep.
That
Yep.
it could very well just be as simple as that. It could be nothing more to it.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there. Like, yes, Googling Spillman comes up with some weird stuff, but it could just be the database that Bryan's case file's in.
Yeah.
Why you needed to reference that it was Spillman specifically, I don't know, but
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
anyway, that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. I didn't know what to think of it.
Yeah. It's interesting for
I
sure.
honestly, I still don't know what to think of it entirely. But I want to know what you guys think of it. If you think any of that gave us any clues or hints to what they're looking for. But I do think it's all relating to Bryan.
Yep. That's my take on it. They're
I
not
think
just going to have random people that they're looking into. That's just not very common.
Well, if they are looking into other people, I don't think they're putting it in his court hearing documents.
Yeah, I don't think they're looking into other people, but you know.
Unfortunately, I think you're probably right.
Yeah.
Which they should be looking at other people.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But that's it. That's a wrap.